Hi everyone, this is Julianne Victoria. Welcome to my channel. So this video or this chat is just to talk about some of the shifts and changes that I've been making and going through. If you follow my social media, my Instagram, Facebook, or are subscribed to my newsletter, you already know that after this month of July 2021, I will be closing client sessions and readings for a while to focus on writing my books. And I've had at least 2 books in progress. I also have a couple of decks I've been working on. And I've just come to this point through a lot of introspection and self-evaluation. And most importantly, I've been listening to myself, like words that come out of my mouth as I'm doing readings or talking to people. Especially what really caught me was in the last Tarot of the Holy Light, that I did with Amy of Mystic Rose Tarot. We were talking afterwards and I was saying, what I really want to do is like what some people do and they take 6 months away from their job to focus on writing a book. And I realized that's kind of what I need to do. I don't know if it'll be 6 months away or I'll write for a few months, open up readings, close them down again, write. But I just know that writing is the priority now. And as I've been working with that decision and clearing my space, my energetic space, my time, my time space, my space time, to really have those chunks of times to write. Because usually it's like, a half hour here, an hour there. And it's like I barely get rolling on something and then I have to stop. So I realized I need to just clear my schedule of as many scheduled things as possible. Now you probably know I have a 3.5-year-old, so there's family stuff, my child, my animals, my dogs, my cat, those are things that I have to do every day, right? Those are my everyday life. And so I realized all the other stuff that is just mine, I need to clear a lot of it out. Not all of it. I'll still post tarot on my channel, but it's going to be, I've already been quieter trying to get this month wrapped up. I know it's still early July, but I'm working ahead of schedule to kind of clear my schedule, deciding what else I want to slow down on, clear out, remove completely. So I'm still in that process, but it's come about it's time. And I was also, contemplating on the astrology, of course, because I'm an astrologer. And I'm in a cycle, like the last 2 eclipse cycles, so May and December, end of November, they were on my ascendant and also on my nodes. And so I've personally been really going through a karmic reevaluation, reset type of energy. And I was thinking, where was I 9 years ago when I had my nodal return? So I'm in my half point, which I call the karmic reset, where the plugs come together, the head and body come together in your chart. And that's Western or Vedic, any system related to those. If there's a return, there's a return. If things can join, things can join. Doesn't matter which system. And 9 years ago, when I had my nodal return, was when I left Seattle, moved back to California, and a big thing then was so I could focus on my writing. Now, during that time, yes, I've written some books and I've created 7 decks, a handful of decks. I created my child, but I've spent a lot of the past 9 years doing a lot of caretaking. I took care of my mom. She had Alzheimer's. She passed away. Then my dad had cancer. I was there for him. He survived. And then I moved here and met my husband. Then I had my daughter, and of course, taking care of her in those early years and myself. I've been going through a lot of physical healing, which is another factor. So the last 9 years have been a lot of healing and caretaking, but through the caretaking, I've done a lot of my own emotional and spiritual healing. And I realized that's part of this new karmic cycle. And now I'm at that 9-year point where my nodes have come together. It's a completion. So like the head and tail of the snake, Rahu and Ketu, North Node, South Node, they come together. The eclipses have brought about these shifts for me that have been it's kind of been an ongoing thing this year. And now it's now that I've sort of, you could call it clearing out that karma. I don't see it as a punishment or retribution. It's been a healing process. Now now I have the time, I have the space, I have the means to say I'm going to just focus on my writing for a few months and little to nothing else. Not totally nothing else, you know. I've created, you know, the decks are part of the writing too. The books are number one priority now, and other creative things like this channel will be like a day off from the writing or something. Yeah, so I have some notes here so I don't go off track, because I feel when I do these chats, I'm all over the place. But yeah, like I'm listening to myself. I'm flowing with my karmic cycles. Yeah, and yeah, recent eclipses. And it's significant. It's very interesting how it's like almost to the days of the eclipses, the last two eclipse cycles, you know, May, 6 months before that, and 9 years ago. It's just amazing to me as a geeky astrologer to look at those bigger cycles. And I did make a video talking about the Saros and Metonic cycles and working with those, and everything I've been talking about on my channel this year, especially what I've talked about on my Patreon, and I'm going to make some changes there too. It's all been so significant, even though I'm talking to, you know, the general public and whomever, whatever I say can be inspirational or insightful. But I still can include myself with that, because I listen to the words that come out of my mouth. It's sort of like the challenge of like doing a reading for yourself. It's easier for me to do a reading for myself if there's someone else present. If I just like put cards down, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So it's kind of like that. And I've really been focusing on listening to the words that come out of my mouth when I'm just doing a chat, when I'm doing a reading on YouTube for clients, whatever. And it feels good. These shifts and change, like it's time, right? Karmic cycles, it's time. You could say getting back to, but again, I've written books and I've created decks in the past 9 years, but I'm at a new stage where I can actually be doing what I set out to be focusing on 9 years ago, when I sold my home, closed down my healing practice, moved back to California with almost nothing, almost no money, to start life completely over. I knew it was also stepping into a healing cycle. I had no idea consciously all that would entail. And looking back on it, it's been amazing. And so much of those experiences needed to happen for me to be where I am now to work on my books. One of them is the book on schizophrenia, which is really, it's evolved into my experience. My sister has schizophrenia, if you don't know, and understanding that psychically. So as a psychic, as a spiritual counselor, the book on, you can say, I call it the family home. It's kind of paranormal stuff. Like I needed this past 9 years of experience, of healing, of caretaking, of events happening, ancestral healing, to get to where I needed to be to really write the books that are supposed to be written. So it's just fascinating to me. Fascinating. So yeah, one other thing I noted down here was, you know, listening to signs from my body. And another thing, like I often say, because I often have my water, is that I talk a lot and my throat gets dry, it gets tired. And I was hearing myself say that all the time. And I realized I need to give myself a break from talking so much. And it's interesting because I posted that I was, you know, going to be taking a break. And I didn't say anything about not wanting to talk so much in that. But someone on Facebook commented and said, oh, I'm in the same place. I've been doing readings and doing teaching and online courses. And she was tired of talking. And I wouldn't say I'm tired of talking, but I want to talk less. I want to put the words I want to share on the computer, on paper, into books, into decks even, because they're, yeah, I'll announce them when they're far enough along. Because I see them as amazing teaching tools and inspirational tools and healing tools. It's not just another, RWS clone type tarot deck or oracle deck that's like hundreds out there. Yeah, I'll get to them. But I guess my point is, like, I'm in a new stage, a new cycle, but it's not new. It's a continuation of what I set out to do, to focus on, to be. And it's interesting because on my Facebook and Instagram, because you have to pick a category of what you are. I think I picked writer on that. And I'm like, I need to just be that 100% or 90% and some other stuff here and there. And really step into that role and that identity, because now's the time. It's the karmic time. Okay. Any other little things I wanted to say here? No. I find this all fascinating with the karmic cycles. You guys may not. I don't know. Yeah, I just wrote, what am I doing and where am I going? I'm writing. A few other things. Of course, family and stuff, right? But personally, I'm writing and creating, and I'll still be around, but I am taking a break from YouTube readings as well. I may pop on and do like a random weekly reading or this or that, but I don't want to be on a schedule, right? I'm really good at managing my time, so I don't want to be on the schedule of, oh, I need to get the weekly done now. Oh, there's a new moon this week. Oh, I have to get those readings done. And oh, I got to do this, because those are distractions. I'm trying to cut out as many distractions, because if there's something that's on a time, a schedule, a deadline, I do that first. And so the writing keeps getting pushed out of the way. And so, yeah, but I may pop on for a reading here and there. Maybe I'll pop on, if it's a day where I'm like, okay, I need a break from writing because it's intense psychic space focus. It's the best way I can describe it. I need to be in that psychic space, and that takes a lot of energy. And when I need a break from it and I feel like talking, I may pop on for some lives and maybe do some readings there. So we'll see what happens, what I end up doing, what comes up with everything. But that's where my focus is right now, in case you guys are wondering. But stay tuned. You never know when I'll pop on a random live. I'll still be doing the Tarot of the Holy Light with Amy of Mystic Rose Tarot. I'm not sure if it'll be my channel or hers next. We got to schedule that still. And some of my creative videos. I do have some footage waiting to be put together. We'll see how it goes together. It never ends up being what I think I'm doing when I start. So we'll see how that goes. All right, you guys, that is my little update, ramble. What am I doing? I think is what I'll call this video. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you back here soon.